Hey everybody, Jason Allen here. Welcome back to the channel. So on today's episode, I'm reviewing the Donner DST-550. The folks at Donner were kind enough to send this over, so this is a sponsored review, but all the thoughts and opinions are my own. Donner didn't tell me what to say. They just sent me an email, said, hey, do you want to review this guitar? And I said, sure. And so I sent them my address and they sent it over to me. So I'm not going to do an unboxing with this one. It does come with sort of the standard, gig bag, not very thick, and you get a cable, and then you get the accessories with the Allen wrenches and the tool to adjust the wheel truss rod. It has a wheel truss rod adjustment. So anyway, this is it, and it was packaged really well. I mean, pretty much all guitars nowadays seem to be packaged really well, so there's no damage, no shipping damage to it at all. So this is it. This is the Donner DST-550. It's really nice looking. This is sort of a super strat style guitar, and it's a SSH configuration. Here's your humbucker, and it has a coil tap, which is this toggle switch here. It's not a push-pull like a lot of guitars. It actually has a toggle. And then so you have a master volume and a master tone, and then a 5-way switch. Locking tuners and a roasted maple neck with a roasted maple fretboard. These are not stainless steel frets, but they are perfectly done. Very well done. No sharp ends whatsoever. They're calling these medium frets on their website. I would probably call them medium jumbo because I think they're a little tall. I like super thin frets because I have a tendency to really press too hard when I play, and so that throws the guitar out of tune because you're stretching that string down between those two high frets. And that's probably why I can't play very fast either, because I got just meat hooks. I can't, I have no finesse. So I know the taller frets are, people like those because you don't have to press very hard, and that allows you to play faster, but that's kind of not my jam. But anyway, that's some information for you. I like the fret dots on here because they're up the side here. These are just white acrylic, and then they have white acrylic on the sides. And let's see, a blue metallic paint job. And if you look on the Donner website, it just says blue. I don't know if it's an actual specific color. Let me check, because they sent me an email about this. And ice blue. So they're calling it ice blue. And it is a metallic. It's got quite a bit of metal flake in it. And as you can see from the back side, there's no plate, but it's got 4 bolts. And then it's got an interesting sort of cutaway here where the the wood behind the heel of the neck is thinner than the overall thickness of the body. And then you've got a little cutout here and a little kind of cutout here, so it's a really nice what Phil McKnight likes to call the handshake. So you can really get up there, and it's 22 frets, so you kind of need that extra comfort to get up into those super high frets. 2-point trim, and these are cast saddles, and they're really nice looking, sort of a matte finished look to them. And the body's kind of a super strat style, but it's kind of different, I think. Their pick guard is definitely not a typical strat pick guard. They did a little bit of different design there. And then the headstock isn't too bad. I kind of like it. It's not bad at all. I like roast. I'm really fond of roasted maple necks because the looks of them. I know there's a lot of controversy about whether they make any difference or not, and some people are like, oh, it's just a marketing thing or whatever. But I just think they're nice looking, real nice looking. And then this one is a matte neck, gloss finish on the body. Strap buttons are just your regular old strap buttons, and the trim is just a flat. It's not a screw in. What I'm trying to say. It's just flat, but there's a little set screw here, but there's not a little indentation in it the set screw presses. I think there's like a plastic ring in there or something, like a bushing, and it just presses up against it and creates a little bit of tension. So that's kind of nice. Then it will kind of stays where you put it. Let's see what else. Then the back, string through. It's got a pretty thick looking trem block in it. And 3 springs in there. So let's go over a couple additional specs in my notes. This is the Verisonic series, and it's, if I did not mention it, it's a poplar body, so solid poplar body and bow nut, and it's weighs in at 7.2 pounds, 9.5-inch fretboard radius, non-compounded, and then the nut width is 1.5 or 1 and 5/8, so 1.625 is the nut width. So let me say a few things about this guitar. You know, the condition that it came in out of the box. It, you know, there was no shipping damage or anything. You know, you could tune it up and play it, but it did need some setup, and not a minor amount either. I mean, the neck is straight and everything. Fretwork is great, like I said, but the intonation was off quite a bit. And the saddles on the low E and the low A are basically bottomed out. I mean, you can't really get much farther back than they are. It says, at least according to the website, and I think it did, it came with 9s on here, which makes sense since it's more of a shredder style guitar, but I prefer 10s. I would probably put 10s on it, which means it'll probably need to be intonated again, but I don't know how much, you know, string thickness affects intonation, and it's a 25.5-inch scale length, and they've got that correct, you know, but you can't go back any farther with these saddles. So if you put a string on it that needs even further intonation, then I don't know what you would do. So I don't know if going even thinner, like to 8s or 7s, would be impacted by that or not. I don't know. A trick that I've used in the past is to take that spring out, take a pair of wire nippers, nip it in half, and then put it back in, so that way you still have the spring in there, but it's not as thick once it's smooshed all the way down. So yeah, these lower, probably, yeah, the lower 3 strings, the saddles are back pretty far. And then I had to cut in the nut slots a little deeper because I was, you know, fretting the open chords. I was getting, it was sounding out of tune. And a lot of times that is a sign that the nut slot is too, you know, they're not deep enough. So what happens is you press on these strings and it kind of bends more because the nut is up too high. And then the string height was pretty high too, and I lowered that. But that, I don't know, that I'm not as picky about because a lot of people may want strings higher or whatever. So that's fine. But the nut slots, I think, were definitely an issue. Okay, so let's get to how this thing sounds. I already kind of did a sound demonstration at the beginning of the video. You may have skipped that one, which is fine, but I only put it on there because I was getting some criticism about not actually playing, but I'm not going to play, you know, recognizable songs because then we get hit with the copyright strikes, and then, you know, whatever record label owns that song, then they get all the revenue from your video, not just the part with their song in it. So not exactly fair, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do a clean first and run through the pickups. Okay, so here we go. Let's do the bridge pickup in the single coil position. Middle bridge. Wow, really glassy. And middle. After I'm done doing the sound demonstration, I'll run up and grab the multimeter because I want to check that middle pickup because it seems like it's really hot compared to like when it's on the bridge, like the output, unless it's just brighter, but it's okay. Anyway, middle neck. Ooh, yeah. A real glassy sound. And then the neck. And then we'll go to the bridge and we'll flip it over to the humbucker. So you get a lot of edge of breakup. Let's mess around with the trim. I'm not very good at it. And it is floating. They've got it set so that you can go up a little bit. Of course, now it's out of tune. Okay, let's throw a little distortion on here. Bridge single. Middle, bridge and middle. Middle. And middle neck. And neck. Cool. And we'll go back to the humbucker. Yeah, cool. Okay, let me run upstairs and grab that multimeter and we'll check out the output of the pickups. Okay, all right. So let's check out the resistance first. Okay, so let's turn it down to, so the bridge pickup in single mode is 7.4. The humbucker is 14.4. Yeah, so the middle is 3.84 and the bridge is 3.86. So then let's check out the inductance. I've got a different meter for that. So this is in Henry's. So in single mode on the bridge, it's 2.66. The humbucker is 4.94. The bridge is, the middle is 1.54, and the neck is 1.53. So if you're nerdy like that and like seeing the deep stats, then there you go. Okay, so let's wrap it up here. Final thoughts on this guitar. I like it. It's really nice. Decent weight, poplar body. Can't beat that. I'll probably do a deeper dive on this. I'm planning to do a deep dive with a bunch of different budget guitars, so we'll look into that a little bit later. Right out of the box, it had some setup issues that needed to be attended to. I mean, that's something you may have had to have taken it to someone professional to have that set up if you're not well versed in like adjusting the nut slot depths and things like that. It's not an issue that couldn't be overcome, but it's just one more thing to be aware of. So fit and finish on it is great. It's a nice guitar. It's a really nice guitar. And right now they're actually on sale. If you go to Donner's website, they've dropped the price on them. I think they were pretty close to $3.99. I know a lot of places, they'll list something at a certain price and then cross it out and put a different price. But I think these were maybe over $300 at one point. But so they've dropped them to around, this is $254.99, so $255. And then if you go to Amazon, they're $259.99, but they say that's only the Prime member price. So if regular price, so they're tacking on an extra $30 if you're not a Prime member. So if you're actually interested in one of these, just go to Donner's website. It's not an affiliate link or anything. Oh, and another thing, they gave me a coupon code for their website. So if you do go to the website, you'll get 12 to 15% off if you use Jace A in the coupon code box. So there you go. Check it out. Donner DST-550. Great guitar. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.